parts that come in the kit other than the transmission and the bell housing. I'll put everything on the bench here. So we have a shifter boot that bolts to the transmission tunnel, clutch master cylinder reservoir and piping, clutch slave, clutch master cylinder, dust cover for the bottom of the transmission, the bell housing, speedo cable I think, transmission bracket and mount, shifter mechanism, it's got a bolt to the transmission, plate, not sure what that is, got to look at the instructions. This I believe is the actuator for the hydraulic clutch and the plate that goes on the side of the bell housing. Pedals. That's a support bracket for I think the master cylinder for the clutch. Nuts and bolts. Flywheel. And move this out of the way with one hand and hold the camera without dropping it. McLeod racing clutch. Not that I'll be racing this thing. And under there is a clutch plate. So, and clutch lining tool. So yeah, so today we're going to bolt the transmission bell housing to the transmission and then put the transmission up in the car, bolt it to the engine. It's a loose fit just so that we can see, a dry fit shall we say, just so that we can see where we have to hack out the holes in the floor. Should be fun.
This floor is cold on my belly. Perfectly lined up there. And you always often hear YouTubers saying it's really difficult to do stuff with cameras in the way, and I totally agree with them. One. Why? Slide forward. Okay, so I have the two bottom bolts for the, you can see them in there, two bottom bolts for the bell housing and one at the top, and it's on two dowels, so, and the two dowels, so it's bolted to the engine, which is nice. The transmission's still on the axle, on the transmission stand. I now want to make sure that everything's lined up. I don't want to bend anything or break anything, but it all looks good. Now we're going to put the transmission brace on that holds it to the bottom of the car, and then we'll be able to have a look and see what clearance we've got around the transmission tunnel. So far so good. So here we have the isolator, two bolts that go with that, and the transmission bracket that holds it to the bottom of the car, the bolts that go with that. They definitely do a good job of labelling everything for you. Again, this is just temporary fitment. I'm not going to be torquing any of this stuff up. Yeah, those bolts go in there. Yeah. I'm just nipping everything up. Yes, I did. Now these are, what do they call these, pinch nuts or something? They're actually peened over at the back end so that they they won't come loose. Okay, right, so things have to go up. So I don't know if you saw that. But this here is part of the shifting mechanism. It will start to foul on the body of the car when I raise the transmission up to get the support bracket in position. So there's a little circlip there. We'll just pop that off. Get that out of the way. Away from any danger. And I'm going to mark that with a T. Top. Can't see. Mint. Yeah, we should be able to let this down now. And this car will have a 5-speed transmission fitted for the first time in its life. There we go, look at that, resting on the bushes. Look at that. There we go, at least it's in. Looks kind of cool. Modern technology. An old car. So in the instructions it says that you need 1/8 of an inch around the transmission in the tunnel. You may not need to weld in the replacement tunnel to give the transmission clearance. Well, on this side it all looks really good. There's loads of clearance. So I think we may only have to I mean, there's loads of clearance. I can't see where it's hitting. Can you see where it's hitting? I don't think it is. The shift mechanism bolts on around here, I think. On the side there. So there appears to be more than enough clearance around the entire transmission. It's not hitting anywhere. It's at least like 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, whatever at its tightest. And I think clearance wise, and I think that in the instructions it says that you can have less than that. So the only extra bit I've got to bolt on here is the shifter system that kind of bolts to here, and the hole has to go up through the floor here. So we could be saving ourselves a bit of work, or whether or not it's better to just weld the entire hump in. It will look goofy or strange, or may not work so well if you just weld the piece in that holds the shifter. I don't know. So it says, please test fit your transmission before doing any tunnel modifications, as they may not be required. The TKX is a new transmission, and due to its smaller size it may not require the same tunnel modifications as the TKO did. When test fitting your transmission, 1/4 inch of clearance is required around all the parts of the transmission.
So, cleared everything out of the way. The transmission hump is in place and is marked. You can see that that's what we're playing with. So what I really need to do now is drop the transmission back out and then start hacking. Got to cut 1 inch in off that line all the way around. But there is a cross member here, somewhere here, there actually, running through there. I'm going to have to avoid, but it's good. It's good. So we'll come back to here with you guys when I'm ready. I'll go down and take the transmission out there. I don't mind admitting, this is mildly disturbing. I've never hacked a car apart before that I've worked so hard on to not hack apart in the first place. But a little bit of dressing up around the edges, and I've got to re-weld where I cut through the floor layer above this. There's a strengthener under here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a strengthener under there, which is all good, but I didn't mean to cut through here, along here, out at the top. So I'll weld that back up, and that will be even stronger. But look, there's a 5-speed transmission under there. Amazing. So now this will go on there like that. Shifter will come up through the hole. Yep, it all looks okay. So that's got to be welded completely all the way around, but I'll get the transmission back up in place and the shifter connected before I even tack this.